What I really need to do is do a video on how to stop saying anyway, I was thinking about the word manipulation. I'm not ready to do that video yet. I'm gonna go down a different route of how I started my YouTube journey, which helped me on my personal journey. And I have a few names that I wanted to mention that may help someone from from the way I was helped, that could possibly be a help to someone else. And I've had my liked videos, it was about 1,500, a little over 1,500 videos that I had watched over the years, and I had saved as private in my likes. So I started to clean some of that out and I put it in my playlist. I want to try to get out as much as I can before I'm not in this world anymore. Something to have my family or kids look at later when I'm no longer here. And so the two things as far as manipulation I want them to keep in mind is that there is persuasion as far as manipulation, which can be encouraging and motivating in a work environment, like if you want positive change, and it will benefit the customer and the employees as well. It gets bad when it's called coercion, where you try to manipulate people into thinking the way you believe, like your limiting beliefs and the bad ways that you think, which can lead to bullying or harassment in the work environment. And that type of manipulation is not good. So overall, all manipulation is not bad. You have the good, the bad, and the ugly. The same thing with when you're on an internet and you're going through the personal growth, strengthening yourself. You have the good, the bad, and the ugly. You have your spammers, you have your and I wanted to mention also those that have their programs and they charge a certain amount of money for their programs. Leave people, my personal opinion is to leave people alone. They're trying to make a living just like those of us that are working regular jobs trying to make a living. If we do not agree with it, we just don't participate or get involved in those programs. Once we watch somebody and we like them a lot, if we figure out that might be something that can help us along in, say for example, writing a book or trying to have a daily motivational type thing to help get us going and out of a rut. So that's something that's personal, and if it makes you feel good and you feel as though you're benefiting from it, it's fine. Some of them are pretty costly, and but it's a personal preference, a personal thing to do. So there I go with the again. I would like to start with when I first started my journey watching like YouTube and Googling certain things within, like say for example, in my relationship I was married 30 years and I am separated now, but I am a retired military spouse, and I have seen a lot in my life, so I'm here to share and try to share, and if I can shed light on anything that may help someone along their journey. When I first started watching YouTube back in the day, it was, my first love was Z-Dog MD, and he at one point I thought I couldn't laugh anymore, like, and so he made funny videos. I work in the medical field, and about medical stuff he makes. And I used to crack up laughing. I mean, it like, you know, when you laugh and it goes down into your stomach, into your whole body, like, wow, I could still laugh. I could still, you know. And so I started with him, watching his videos. I would binge watch on Z-Dog MD. And then he went to 3.0 and got more intellectual on the 3.0 healthcare aspect. I was watching Tasha K. Learned of Tasha K, a lot of her videos. But she don't only deal with stars and stuff like that. She every now and then makes a U-turn and dive into some pretty deep conversations, and I like that about her. Who else I have here? I have Les Brown and Tony Robbins, two of my favorite that really motivate me and got me a long way in my journey, listening to their videos. And over the past year or two, participating in Tony Robbins master classes have helped me tremendously. Him and Dean Graciasi was together recently, and have a master class where you can create classes. And I took 2 of those. They were about $250 per month, and I took 2 sessions of those. And but I wasn't ready to do my class. I was still what am I gonna do it about? I got so much information, so much experience, and I didn't know how to narrow it down. But let me tell you why I loved it. Say for example, the first class, they have the classes on Zoom, and they assign you to a person, a mentor, and they ask you a lot of questions, and it was very I loved it. I really did. And if I ever I would consider going back and doing that again. But what I would say, if you do something like that, have in mind what you're going to do your class about. What would you like to do your class about? Because they will get you on the right track and do it. And you want to be ready and have your mind ready, so you're not just spending money and with the I don't know, Trent Shelton is a biggie. He has helped me with his motivation videos throughout the years. I watched him, and he's gotten me through a lot of hard times throughout the years. And when I saw him one day, I was at the participating in the Zoom with Tony Robbins, and I was like, who? Trent Shelton? What? And then I was like, hurry up, everybody get off. I want to see Trent Shelton. Because he is highly motivated, and he reminds me a little bit of David Goggins. I love David Goggins too. They just are pretty much a no-nonsense type people that will get you to thinking and get you to moving. If you're stuck in any type of work environment, personal relationships environment, any type of relationship environment, whether it's work relations, family relations, and things of that nature. So very good person. Sandra Mack was also another one. She's a social worker, a licensed social worker, and she was very good. Watching her videos too, because she was knowledgeable on the different topics that falls under that psychology social work umbrella, and which helped a lot too. And the way she explained things were very good. I also frequently watch Trend Genius. He calls himself Big Brother, and he's does videos on things that you already know, and he just confirms them for you. And he's a very good one also to watch. So I watch a various different array type of people. Like, it's not just one set type of people. And then also Brother Ben X. Brother Ben X teaches from by way of Minister Louis Farrakhan, and a lot of things that he say I can resonate and love the way he teaches. Also, everybody that I've mentioned so far and that I'll mention after this, is not that I agree with everything they say, but they are my top, and I love them for the majority of the stuff that they do. So I am one that I am not one way or the highway. So even though I am a Christian, I am a heterosexual female, straight woman, and with 3 grown children, and not into Republican, Democratic, one way, that way, one way of eating foods. So I just like the variety of people and the things that they present that is interesting to me, and it has helped me tremendously. Of course, Bishop T.D. Jakes, Shirley Caesar. Also, I want to say, because I mentioned 3 young brothers, a lot of times, and I hear a lot of older people say, these kids nowadays are so messed up, they don't know nothing. And I'm like, this is the reason why we and I don't call myself old, I don't use that word to label myself, but this is why we're getting so much flack from the youth, is because we are stuck in our old-fashioned minds and in the stuff that we were taught, and we think it has to be that way and no other way. And so one thing I was thinking, a lot of times when I hear that, I'm like, all right, so why don't you hire these people? Like Trent Genius, Brother Ben X, Trent Shelton, some of these young folks, and bring them into the community that you're having a problem with, and that, we complain about so much, and hire them to come in and speak, and give an event. I was thinking about when I worked at BAMSI, Fort Sam Houston, when the injured soldiers came in, when Walter Reed was full, they bring them to BAMSI. And the injured soldiers, a few of them would be in the rooms. And I remember coming out of a room one day and they asked me some questions, and the doctor was like, why did they tell you all that? They wouldn't even talk to me. And and I'm like, I'm just a spouse. I'm not, active duty or anything like that. I'm just a spouse. But to be able to relate to people, they will open up to you. And so I thought about that, and I was like, these young people out here that are doing something positive, they know what they're talking about, hire them to go into the communities and speak and talk to the young people. They don't want to hear nobody that can't relate to them, and that is going to just get somebody that can relate to them, somebody that they look up to. That's just the way I think. Okay, so let's see who else I have here. I have Mel Robbins. She has done, seems like, a lot of research on a lot of different topics. She is the one, I'm in her Facebook group. I know everybody has heard of the 5-second rule. 1, 2, and jump out of bed, and she's been especially since she did that podcast that she's doing now. She has awesome topics and interesting people on her show. That reminds me of, I can't leave out Lewis Howes. What is his, what is Lewis Howes? The greatest, I can't think of it now, but Lewis Howes, The School of Greatness. I started watching him early, years ago, and he has very interesting people on, like, I like Jay Shetty. People be talking about people so much, but you don't just listen to one thing somebody say or criticize one person because somebody else says something. These people, they do their homework. They know what they're doing. They know what they're saying. And, Jay Shetty has been a monk, and he has some good knowledge under his belt. And Lewis Howes know who to bring on his show. Various topics, various different backgrounds of people. Awesome show, awesome. Let me see, within the last year or so, I saw a ClickFunnels or something come up, and it was Dr. Sonia Stribling. And so she really struck me because I was like, man, I would love to have her as a mentor. Because she is a retired military she is a retired military soldier. She was active duty as an officer. And her story, just in the way she talks, I just felt like I can relate to her. So I went to one or two of her master classes, but and she will prepare you to go out into the world and speak. And somebody, when I couldn't get enough of her, after her class ended, and I came across a Muslim sister, Naima B. Robert, and that's when I started the book club, and I wasn't ready again. So if you're going to join a book club, I got some hints for you. And they was based out of the UK, and I would go to work, and I would either stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning, tired, but I was like, I'm going to do this Zoom call. And so interesting, learned so much, got the roadmap to write a book, and I just went through the mind blocks and things of that nature when I got deep into it. Regardless that I did have a lot of information to write the book, I don't know whether I felt I wasn't good enough, I don't know why I had my blocks. And but she was totally awesome. And through her, came across Sarah, another Muslim sister on Facebook that does classes and teach you how to do Facebook stuff. And her name is Sarah Salia. And so the thing I wanted to tell you, if you ever join a book club and you're ready to write your book, what I learned after that, it was like maybe about $200 US per month. What I learned after that, again, like I said earlier, have your stuff ready before you join any programs, because you don't want to join and get your stuff together, because then you're in the program longer, you're spending more money that way, right? You want to get in, you want to have your stuff, A, B, C, D together, and you just want to know how to get it all together and get it published and get it out there. Another thing you can do before, if you're interested in writing a book, before you join a book club or somebody that is going to help you with that by charging you, is go to Word on your computer. Open up Word, go to Word and type and write a book, and it'll give you an outline and of how to write a book. and the chapters, and set you on the right path that way. And also you can start doing your brain dump, either with your voice recording, and just get some yellow stickies and do your topics and stuff like that. But try to be ready before you join that program. Don't be pressured into something that you're paying for while you're trying to decide, well, what am I going to write about? What is going to be my title? What is going to be my cover? So have it all ready first. Who I'm loving right now is the Hintons. I remember, I don't know if it was a year or 2 years ago, when she first started, and she didn't have many subscribers, and she was talking about t-shirts and the way she explained that video in detail, I was like so into it, for the way she explained it, for me to get it, she explained it beautifully. And so to see her come up to where she is now, and the way she talks and shares about the different ways to make money online, offline, I just love her. The Hintons. I also, when I was reading and things of that nature, Bob Proctor was a big one for me. I learned a lot through that. And Bob Proctor, John Maxwell is another leader I learned a lot from. A whole lot. Evan Carmichael, he's a sweetheart. I like him. And he lumps together people videos. I just thought of Lisa Nichols. Lumps together people's videos and motivational videos, and it's so good because sometimes it's just by one person, and he lumps it together very good. And he's just such a sweetheart. He'll answer your comments right away, no matter the thousands of comments that he do get. It's like he cares. I'm like, dang. Jordan Peterson is good. And I think if I left, I don't know, I'm sure I left some people out, but that's what started me on my journey, and those are the people that Roland Martin, Shuler King, the comedian. There was another comedian that died at 50-something years old recently. His saying was, it ain't for the weak. It ain't for the weak. And him and his family was lovely. But, and that's it. I just wanted to share that. Oh, I did forget that I took the Impact Mastery 4-week course with Trent Shelton. It was like $250 or $200. I took the middle option. There were 3 options. One is free. One was the middle one was $2 something, and the higher tier was $3,000. So that was a good course also for 4 weeks, and it entailed answering questions and Zoom calls with him once per week. Also, Brendan Burchard. Once I was watching Trent Shelton, and I saw Brendan Burchard come up. He did an interview with him, and so I said, let me watch him and add him for a little bit. And he does he has a app called Growth Day, and that's a pretty good app. It's like maybe $50, $49 per month. So those are some other things that, if people wanted to think about doing that. Let's see. I look at Brendan Burchard as a leader the same way, more of a corporate leader, the same way as I do as Simon Sinek. And I like that type of stuff because of the work environment that I am in. I just thought about, how could I forget Tabitha Brown and MJ Harris? They have brought so much to this world by being down to earth and sharing so much. I'll never forget a conversation Tabitha Brown had, and she was so classy at the way she responded to someone with dignity and respect. I'll never forget that. I'm not going to mention what it was about because So anyway, what I do want you to keep in mind, after some of the things I just mentioned, is number one, if there's something that I heard from Brother Ben X, and I think it came from, I forgot, but it helped me in a work environment, something he said. Something happened, right? And everybody was talking, and I just said, so what are we going to do? We're going to stand here and continue to condemn a dirty glass, or are we going to set a clean one next to it? And everybody turned and looked at me and was like, then all the resources started coming out the woodwork. I just wanted to share that with you. And a lot of times we do. We talk about people, we criticize people, say bad things about people because we can't understand their situations. So instead of, doing stuff like that, I don't know, it just came out of me, and because I was like, I got to get these people to think, because I need some help to help these people. So to sit here and condemn a dirty glass all day is not going to work. Let's set a clean one out next to it. Another thing is, when I talk about old versus young, there is another saying where, how are we to get anywhere in life if we're living in the present and we're thinking in the present, but we're actually living in the past? We keep acting like we're living in the past with those old habits of the past. In the end, I want you to think about, I'm thinking about Simone, is when you are curious about something, somebody said to you, curious about something somebody did to you, curious about what you should do, just Google that word, that phrase, that statement in Google or in the search box of YouTube, and you'll find a lot of various different videos. Just because, you may be one religion, one political background, one color, one way of thinking, try to open your mind and let others in and see if they have something that can relate to what you're looking for, that can help you along the way.